and he'll just kind of be there. And he has created a lot of love between a lot of us and him over the last many years. And closest thing to big brother I ever had. I just never had a chance to get in quite as much trouble as I'd like to have at one time or another, But I'm so glad you guys came out to say, I hope and thank you for what he's done to this activity and all the answers and things that we've done. And I see a lot of callers I haven't seen in a long time. Pat and Tim, Stu, and Garland, a bunch of guys that we owe a lot to this man right here. And so I thank you, sir. It is my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Since, well, I was very young. I started square dancing at the age of 3, so let's just, even if we rounded that up to 10, I've known Flip at least 30 years. No, I've known him a long time, and his name was a household name. Everybody always spoke of Flip. You got to go to a Flip dance. And so everybody knew his name. You wanted to go to the dance. He's had a big influence and impact on our whole square dance activity, as Wade said, a lot more than I could ever imagine, actually. He's devoted his whole life to bringing enthusiasm, laughter, fun, dedication, and professionalism to our activity and everyone he meets. And I'm just so lucky to have known him and grown up with him. I hate these. My parents used to go to Kirkwood when I was a kid, and it was such an honor to be able to go to Kirkwood and work with the famous Flippo. He's the nicest guy you'll ever know. He'll do anything for you, and he's done a lot for our activity, our callers, our dancers, and everyone he meets. He calls me up once in a while, and I call him up once in a while. He makes me laugh so hard, I gotta take a break. My stomach hurts so bad. He'll just out of the blue start talking about the funniest things, and you just can't stop laughing. He just makes my day every time I see him and talk to him. He's certainly been an inspiration in calling and knowing all the people he has, and for me to want to be where he is. He's the greatest, what can I say? Thank you.
I'm going to try it like this.
No, it's not. I'll make it loud. Oh, get close to it.
Yeah, I'm going to put it right there.
There you go. You're good.
I can just keep touching it. Okay. This is a tribute to Marshall Flippo by a dancing couple, J. Frank Davis and Pat Davis. Marshall Flippo is the last living legend of square and round dancing. A description well deserved after 66 years on the road as a national caller. I want to honor Flip tonight on behalf of the dancers around the world for his dedication to making dancing fun, his contributions to our great activity, his desire to entertain, and for the great person that he is. Sounds like a big job to me, so let's start. The time is early January 1980. Ed and I had finished mainstream lessons the previous June, and we were at the Cane Raisers Club in Sugarland for a special dance by national caller Marshall Flippo. I had not yet completely decided if I wanted to be a square dancer or not. Flip started calling, and the dancer body flow was correct, the spacing was correct, the timing to do a call was correct, and you could dance to the beat of the music. It was wonderful. By the end of the evening, I was hooked. Flip had a great sense of humor, was interested in the dancers having a good time, and was a real practitioner of the calling, art, and science. The night was fun. It was a big deal. I suspect that Flip has been responsible for, quote, hooking many, many other men who were new dancers. For many years after that, in December, I started thinking about Flip coming to the cane raisers in early January. I was never disappointed. It was always a big deal. He always had some new wrinkle to show us and make us giggle as we strive to learn how to do it correctly. Two things come to my mind. One time we danced with 12 dancers in the square. 8 were real and 4 were imaginary. That was a hoot. I think it made me a better dancer through the years, since you had to mentally keep up with where the other dancers were and what they were doing. Thus, later, anytime you missed a call, you could quickly see what the other dancers were doing and get into the proper position. The second thing I recall, one time, another caller from the Northeast was at the dance, and he and Flip did a tip together. Each would leave the square in a strange position so that the next one had to get back together in proper order. It got weirder as they switched calling from one to the other. Finally, the Northeast caller put the dancers facing in all sorts of directions and left it for Flip to figure out. He made only one call and said, left Alaman and promenade home. We were in perfect position. Now, I always figured the final setup was rigged in advance by Flip and the other caller. But I have never been for sure, and I am not right this moment. Through the decades, we have danced to Flip at other clubs, at weekend festivals, at week-long resorts, at nationals, at trail-in dances, and for the last number of years, once a year, at Bluebonnets. It has always been a big deal.
I tell you, Chief Frank, it was rigged.
Flip, thanks for the good times. Thank you for setting the hook and reeling me into decades of the fun of square dancing. Let's switch to entertainment. Flip loves to entertain with skits, stories, jokes, one-liners, you name it. He truly is funny, and he wants people to laugh and enjoy themselves. For many years, Flip would get into a barrel wearing a suit and tie, take it all off, and put on a women's one-piece bathing suit. That is real agility, folks. The stories are legend about Flip having a good time using his sense of humor. Once this story involved Johnny Preston and Larry Ledson visiting Flip when he was in a hospital in Las Vegas. The nurse would not let him in to see Flip, so quick-wittedly, Flip said, "They're my sons, and I need to see them." The three of them had a good laugh over that, and the story's been retold many times. I think that part of the story has been left out. It involves the nurse. For those who may not know, Johnny Preston is slender with black hair and is dark complected, while Larry Letson is round, has red hair, and is red complected. I suspect the nurse took one look at Larry Letson and said, "Mr. Flippo, when you get back home, I recommend that you take a look at your woodshed There may be an Irishman living in it. Thank you for all of the belly laughs, grins, and giggles, Flip. You are a true entertainer. Flip is an easy person to work with. His mild manner, has no ego, but still businesslike. He wants to do the right thing all the time, especially when dealing with dancers, dance leaders, or other callers. Flip is a rare person with an extremely good memory. He doesn't forget names. I made an estimate and came up with Flip calling for a bit over 1 million dancers. Square dancing is a semi-contact sport. Invariably, a male dancer will hit female dancers in the top of the head while twirling, or a dancer will step on another one's foot, or bump somebody during close quarters dancing. And it's okay, because everyone gets to know everyone else by hugging, shaking hands, etc. That makes it easier to remember people's names. But it is still totally remarkable that Flip knows so many people's names in so many places, including the Houston area. He has the ability to do it, he wants to do it, and he does do it. Let me add this thought. Flip has hugged and kissed about 500,000 women. That has to be a rare record. Even Bill Clinton couldn't match that. Flip is from West Texas. I'm from West Texas. The most praiseworthy word of regard for someone in West Texas is good. Flip, you are a good one. On behalf of the Square and Round dancers around the world, Ed and I thank you for the minute, Flip.